bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oh, yeah. Well. What's up? How you doing? Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. That's right. Today's Thursday, August 4th. 218 days into the new year, just 148 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in downtown Burbank, California, and I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planet. I'm your so humble host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? That's right. Tonight, it's Thursday. It's another Fader night. Open lines all night long. We've got Jon Rappoport in here with his No More Fake Newsroom. The call-in number tonight, as always, is 323-825-5045. 323-825-5045. You can follow me on Twitter right now, at JChurchRadio. Come hang out in the sandbox. Use the hashtag F2B. That's what you want to do. Follow us on Facebook. Sub us on YouTube. Follow, like, and subscribe. You can email throughout the show. Email is jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Any questions or comments throughout the show tonight? Hashtag F2BQ. That will get her done. Yeah, we use TweetDeck. Get TweetDeck. Download TweetDeck. Change your life. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you're over at jimmychurchradio.com right now, just click on the media. It'll scroll down. You'll see podcast right there. And it's $2. It's $1.99, actually. Subscribe to the podcast. We officially have 500 shows archived. Yeah. I guess we got to change the wording on that page, right? Now we must change the script. We have 500 shows archived. And, wow, man. Okay, enough of that. I'm so tired of 500. And that's it. We've moved on. We have moved on. And don't forget, we have so many things going on right now. And the way to get things done is to visit and support our sponsors on the show. Our newest sponsor is CCCP Publishing. Just click on the banner right now and go and order right now at jimmychurchradio.com. Click on the cover. You'll see it right there, the big banner, Future Esoteric. You're going to get that for $12.97, a very special Fade or Not price. And they're going to send you another book from CCC Publishing, absolutely free. Just use the promo code Jimmy. That's all you got to do. It's that simple. All right, 2 books, $12.97. You're going to get Future Esoteric by Brad Olson, one of the very best. Also, Life Change Tea. Everybody in our family, the staff, is on the Life Change Tea program. It works. It really does. Just go there right now. Click on the banner for Life Change Tea. It'll take you to getthetea.com. Go to the specials page. Order something. And then enter the promo code Jimmy, either over the phone or online, and you're going to get free shipping on your order. There you go, just for the Fadernauts. Also, Studio Dome, their package for the Fadernauts is a portable stereo Bluetooth sound system, high fidelity. featuring the new TWS or True Wireless Stereo technology. It has 2 of the SBB2 speakers and power cables, everything that you need in a hard shell case for $129. 60% off the normal price of $399. Just enter the promo code JCRTWS when you check out, and of course, you're going to get free shipping. That's $129 all in. Now, also, we're going to be giving away, we're going to raffle a Studio Dome stereo system at the Awareness Life Expo next week. How cool is that? So we're going to raffle off one of those systems up there. We're going to have it up there. You're going to leave somebody is going to leave the Awareness Life Expo with a system. Yeah, very cool. One of the many things that we're going to be doing up there, we've got our new shirts. Rumors have it we might even have tank tops. Yeah. That's Rita's department, but so we're going to have a bunch of new shirts. We're going to have a really cool booth and table set up there with everything, and I'll be hanging out, and very cool. And also, one of the things that we're going to be doing at Awareness Life Expo for the first time, we should have done this before, but now we have a really cool red carpet backdrop, red carpet banner. That is full size. It's like 10 feet by 10 feet or something. And so there you go. So we'll be able to take pictures with all of the FADERNIGHTs right there on the red carpet. So you're going to want to come and hang out with all of us up at the Awareness Life Expo. It is next weekend. I just got a text from Jenny Allman. She said, how do we purchase? What ticket package do we purchase? It just came in right here. Right before the show, which ticket package do we get for the broadcast? We want to see Fade to Black. All right, that is the gold package. Get the gold package, and you'll be able to, because that's the only package with the mixer in it. Okay, and that is for Friday night. The gold package covers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Everything else, the silver and the other packages are individual days and weekend only, and that's for the people that can't make it there on Friday. We get that. But the gold package includes everything. That includes you'll get to attend the mixer. It includes a full weekend pass, unlimited workshops, and lunches on Saturday and Sunday. All right, so the gold package is what you want to get. And then you'll be able to come and hang out with us, not only at the mixer, but the broadcast of Fade to Black that will be happening that Friday night. Now, don't forget, Richard Dolan is going to be there. Lori McDonald, Victor Camacho, Patty Greer, Holly Cook, Len Caston, Ruben Uiarte, Brent Loiter, Chad Meek, and a host of other special guests. And I will be hosting the Fade to Black panel that Saturday, too, as well. It's going to be great fun. It's going to be a great event, a great opportunity to get your learn on. So I invite everybody to the Awareness Life Expo next weekend at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Sacramento, California. With that, let's get this show cracking. Happy birthday to Billy Bob Thornton. Today, he is 61. Meghan Markle today is 35. And before you go, who is Meghan Markle? Well, let me help you out. She plays Rachel Zane on the TV show Suits. And I will admit it is one of my guilty pleasures. And Rita introduced me to the show. And we went through our binge watch. We are up to date. Watched the latest episode last night. Yeah, Mike's in prison. Got out last night. Now he's back. Yeah, it's a stupid show that I can't watch enough. Martin Sheen today is 76. Oh, wait a minute. That was yesterday. That I didn't update. That was yesterday. On this day in history, 1982, Lizzie Borden took an axe. That's right. But she was found not guilty by jury, by the way. All right. Her parents were rich. She was the last child standing, her and the housekeeper, and she inherited everything. And she heard it for the rest of her life. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her 40 whacks. She heard it for the rest of her life. She ignored the taunting because she was rich. She lived the high life until her death in 1927, and she was buried in the family plot right next to her parents. Fader fact. Check this out. I love doing Fader facts, by the way. I know it's Jeff Gordon's birthday today, highly, and you know what? He's not really a redneck. You know that. You know he's from L.A. By the way, that's all an act. But I don't do sports anymore. I don't do athletes or sport. I would love to do Jeff Gordon's birthday. All right, happy birthday, Jeff Gordon. You caught me. Now, Fader fact. I love doing Fader facts because sometimes, most of the time, even I step back and go, "This ain't true. This ain't, but this is true. This is real." Instead of once upon a time, many Korean folk tales begin with back when the tigers used to smoke. Yeah, that is a Fader fact. And when you use it tomorrow at the office, just give me a little credit, okay? Yeah, instead of once upon a time. Back when tigers used to smoke weed. Tonight is another Fader Night Open Lines with Jon Rappoport, and there's no more fake newsroom. The call-in number is 323-825-5045. That's right, open lines all night long. All right, man. After all of the phone calls that I took last night, I think we did the tally, did 75, crazy. That's a lot of phone calls. Had a lot of fun last night, but today's a new day. And I'm glad to get last night out of the way. We're not going to do that again for 500 more shows, so we can not worry about that. That was a lot of fun, a lot of stress, very cool. Thank you for everybody last night. But have you ever encountered people on message boards or forums or conversation threads on Facebook that are, like totally American? Like lose their minds, hardcore American, just out of their minds pro-U.S. And you're just like, where are these people coming from? All I said was Hillary, or all I said was Trump. I didn't mean anything by it. And you get lit up, right? And I know what you're thinking. Of course. Why wouldn't some super pro-American post or comment on the web? It happens all the time. Why wouldn't they? We're in election season. Why would that be strange? I get all of those questions. Why not support the U.S. right now? We're in a time of change. Why not engage in those conversations in the social media world? I understand all of that. And I'm not talking about them or Mike Barra, for that matter. Let them have at it. I'm talking about the online personas that are unrelenting in their patriotic duty. The ones that never seem to sleep. That are posting, commenting, and yapping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Never let up. Trying to debunk or contest every single question or comment that may be against the U.S., Obama, the establishment, Trump, Hillary. Doesn't matter, right? Just doesn't matter. How many times on Facebook this week, we can go with this year. How many times have you read this right here? And I'm going to quote because I've just read this so many times. Read it today. No more political stuff on my page, man. No more posting on my threads, man. No more politics. I post one thing and I'm attacked all day long. And I don't get it. I've had to unfriend and block so many people lately. Right? How many times have you read that? Have you had to post that? Right? It's crazy. And it makes me wonder that some, and I know you're thinking the same thing, that some are most, they've got to be like paid shills. That's what's got to be going on here. They've got to be doing this for a job because they don't work. They don't sleep. Every waking moment, seems to be spent trying to say how wrong you are, or they are, or everyone is everywhere all the time, and it never stops. They've got to be paid, right? Are you picturing some housewife somewhere, curlers in her hair, pink house coat, fuzzy slippers, chain-smoking cigarettes and drinking Maxwell House, sitting at their computer in the kitchen and just posting all day long? Now, if you listen to this show, because that's what I picture, by the way, fuzzy slippers and curlers in the hair. And if you listen to the show, this may not be news to you because I talk about it all the time. But last year, I reported on, right here on this show, how the U.S. military is manipulating social media by using fake identities. I talked about that. I talk about it a lot. And they do it to take over conversations on all platforms to spread American propaganda. Yeah. And it's called, by the way, the Online Persona Management Services. And under the CENTCOM contract, it allows the DoD, the Department of Defense, to create up to 10 sock puppet accounts for every man and woman in the military who are currently working in the program. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. Whoa. What did you say? Pump the brakes on this one, church, right? And I get it. I really do. Listen to me and ride this one out, my friends. The program, the OPMS, the Online Persona Management Services, the participants who, what, when, where, what, huh? Well, the stipulations state that every fake yapper, right? Every fake persona posting must have a convincing background, must have a history, and a current friends network, so that even the most sophisticated check that would go on won't tip off our enemies. And it's well done. And now all you have to think right now is, wait a minute. I've had so many friend requests on Facebook, and I just don't know how they find me. And we don't have any friends between us. And it's right there. And I go and I look at their profile, and they've got, 38 friends, 28 friends, 100 friends. Why are they friending me? And everything that they're posting, I don't see any family pictures. Well, I see maybe one and the dog, and then, and it's all the same. So stop and think about what I'm saying for a second. The project itself has been compared to China's attempts to control and restrict our free speech on the internet, and I get that, to create a false consensus in online conversations, to crowd an unwelcome opinion, I get that, to smother commentaries or reports like mine, I get that. Right? It's going on right now. Now listen to me. According to CENTCOM, the program itself is to influence terrorist propaganda outside of the United States. And certainly, this would be illegal to hit American citizens with this type of technology, right? Of course it would. Right? I'm not going to bring up Mockingbird just yet, but I'm going to. Because CENTCOM uses the word unlawful. They actually do. And they say, no, in the United States, that would be unlawful. And my response is, yeah, right. So stay with me, everybody. Listen to me. When these changes were initiated on the NDAA, I spoke about it on this show. I need to remind you again. The 2013 version of the NDAA, which Obama signed, and the NDAA, for all of you, is the National Defense Authorization Act, which is a United States federal law specifying the budget and expenditures of the United States Department of Defense, the DoD. And in the 2013 NDAA, it included this little update. And listen to me. It legalized domestic propaganda on the American public. You heard me right. Listen to me. It not only extended the indefinite detention of U.S. citizens, and I don't want to sound like Alex Jones right now because I'm not. I'm just stating facts. That's all. I just need you to stay with me. Okay? It also authorizes misinformation and disinformation on everyone inside of this country. That's right. Your tax dollars hard at work. Now, most of our audience tonight, as in every other night, we've all heard about Project Mockingbird. I talk about it all the time. And so do you. You bring it up with me. And yes, we know that this has been going on in some form since the 1950s. Trying to find, and for me, and it's interesting, don't go to Wikipedia. Well, you can start there, but go out and try to, and even on government sites, try to find anything official. Try to find a trace of it today, and it's tough, man. I've tried. But we know that the CIA and the FBI have many, probably in the thousands, of fake websites and news outlets. It's what they do. No big surprise here. I'm not trying to plant a flag right now. I'm not trying to discover something. I'm not trying to act like that. But today, what's going on in social media is Mockingbird under another name. Sure, we know Washington does their press releases. I talk about it all the time. Rappoport talked about it last week. And when they do their press releases, and the media in all forms, they just pick them up and they read them word for word. I talk about it all the time. And so, yes, our government uses the media for their own means. And the media, without questioning anything, the sources, the facts, or the intention, just does Washington's bidding. And we all get that. We know this. But the use of sock puppets, intelligent software, creating fake personas through social media is taking things to a whole new level. Think about it. Because if you think about the sheer volume of posts, threads, forums, social media conversations that are going on right now, this very second, at this very moment, it would seem that every man, woman, and child on this planet right now must be online typing 24/7. Unless most of them are fake. Bots. Not real. An illusion. And as it turns out, they probably are. And if you think I'm tripping, if you think I'm out of my mind right now, I've got two words for you. Ashley Madison. I had to do it. I had to. I apologize. Ashley Madison. Technology has brought us here today. And AI and AR are getting really, really smart. And something as simple as a chat room or a forum, to me, would be the easiest thing to do. And it is. The deepest pockets are with the military. So yes, it is the world we live in. We need to be very, 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 very careful. Now, I haven't engaged with an AI SP in a conversation thread. I haven't done it, but I have certainly read a few, and it's great entertainment, by the way. Watching somebody just spin out of control. Automated trolling. Think about that for a second. No matter what you say, there's an AI out there running in a forum thread that's going to outsmart you and know exactly what buttons to push. Just imagine for a second that every single time you responded to someone, that you get a reply in a few seconds. One that just melts your brain and gets your emotions completely out of whack. On purpose. Throughout the day and night. Forever. Your opponent, my friends, doesn't need to sleep. doesn't need to drink coffee, doesn't even need to eat a meal. And it won't stop until you break down and lose it. It's like the scariest thing ever. And I'm not playing around with this. It's reality. There are some sock puppets out there that, which is even more devilish and demonic if you think about it, is some intelligence officer in the military, OSI, whatever, that is typing in real time just to piss you off. That's their job. It's their job. And you sit there and you wonder, is somebody getting paid for? They got to be getting. How can they do? Well, you know what? It's true. They are. It's the scariest thing ever. It's like the 12th dimension, man. Bizarro world. And it's completely legal right here, right now. So, honestly, you'd better think about your next response to someone or their response to you. Or better yet, never post or respond again in your life. Ever. That's the only way to play it safe. Well, unless it's to Mike Barra. Because if it's Mike Barra, in my world, it's okay. And this is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is Fader Night. It is Thursday night. Open lines all night long. Coming up, the one and only Jon Rappoport and his No More Fake News Room. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. You can follow me right now at JChurchRadio. Email, go ahead and do it. I dare you. Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio.
What's up, revolutionaries? It's me, Jimmy Church. Do you have an IRS or state tax issue? Well, I did, and I called national tax experts. My problems were fixed, done, fini, and man, I got to tell you, it was a relief. National Tax Experts are a recognized tax office that services clients in all 50 states. It doesn't matter where you live. Give them a call. I'm telling you, they take the time to understand each and every client's individual financial status as well as their financial goals. And that's exactly what you need, my brother, when you're taking on the evil three-letter. So, seriously. Give them a call today at 1-877-909-5444. Again, 1-877-909-5444. Or go check out their website, www.nattaxexperts.com. That's NATTAXEXPERTS.com. Tell them Jimmy sent you.
Hi, folks. GetTheTea.com is the place where the popular Life Change tea calls home. But did you know Get the Tea is also where you can purchase GMO-free organic supplements? You can read about their potent power at GetTheTea.com. Also, they just added a YouTube channel called Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. Education about our health can be a life change. Maybe that's why our famous tea is called Life Change Tea. Learn about the trees for life. Our supplements have no fillers, no wheat, no rice, no garbage. And our tea is wow to the body. Make a conscious health change. Educate yourself on the most powerful essence of life, which is your health. You want more? Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. Or visit our YouTube channel at Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. And don't forget our fabulous mild detox tea at GetTheTea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Hi, this is Chase Kletzky with Fate Magazine Radio, and you're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station, where the FADERNIGHTs rock.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
And now, coming to you from the No More Fake Newsroom in deep space, which is the space that we suspect to be true, that the world as is fed to us every single day by the Ministry of Truth is a lie, a false reality, a movie projected on the screen of our subconscious. This, however, is the breakout. All the screens crash. They all go down and we see the light of day. A new day. No more robots and no more androids. It's the No More Fake Newsroom with Jon Rappoport. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Vote rigging, stealing an election. That's the topic tonight. And I'm talking about something very specific, not something you've been reading about in the newspapers or hearing on television or even on most alternative outfits. I am talking about an investigator named Bev Harris and her website, which is blackboxvoting.org. Check it out, because she is talking about a vote counting system called GEMS, G-E-M-S, Global Election Management Systems. She's got a 7-part series going there. This method of stealing an election would cut both ways. There is no favorite, no automatic saying, well, he's doing this to her, she's doing this to him. This is a system that could work across the board. And I'm going to quote you from her report here. Our testing of GEMS shows that one vote can be counted 25 times, another only 1/1000th of a time, effectively converting some votes to zero. She calls this a fractional counting system. To go on, this report summarizes the results of our review of the GEMS election management system, which counts, get this, approximately 25% of all votes in the United States. The results of this study demonstrate that a fractional vote feature is embedded in each GEMS application, which can be used to invisibly, yet radically, alter election outcomes by presetting desired vote percentages to redistribute votes. This tampering is not visible to election observers, even if they are standing in the room and watching the computer. Use of the decimalized voting feature, that's the cheat feature, is unlikely to be detected by auditing or canvass procedures and can be applied across large jurisdictions in less than 60 seconds. Oh, baby. GEMS vote counting systems are and have been operated under 5 trade names: Global Election Systems, Diebold Election Systems, Premier Election Systems, Dominion Voting Systems, and Election Systems and Software. At the time of this writing, this system is used statewide in Alaska, Connecticut, Georgia, Mississippi, New Hampshire, Utah, and Vermont. Sorry about that, folks. Just came back from a long plane flight. Got a serious throat problem here. And counties in Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. It is also used in Canada. Instead of one, meaning one vote, that vote is allowed to be 1/2 or 1 plus 7/8 or any other value that is not a whole number. Whew, wow. Candidate A can be assigned 44% of the votes, candidate B 51%, and candidate C the rest. All evidence that rigged fractional values ever existed can be removed instantly, even from the underlying database, using a setting in the GEMS data tables, in which case even instructing GEMS to show the rigged decimals will fail to reveal they were used. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. I mean, this is big. Now, I sent this to a guy who's supposed to be one of the smartest guys in the world when it comes to computers and so forth, and he got back to me, and he wrote, I had not heard of this incident. And I wrote him back, and I said, this is not an incident. This is a system, a nationwide system. We are talking about 25% of the vote in the U.S., and this GEMS system is embedded across the board, regardless of which manufacturer made the machines, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Doesn't matter whether you're Democrat, Republican. This thing can be put into action and rigged. Have you heard about this in any major media? Of course not. Instead, you've heard about, well, this guy was stealing from her and she was stealing from him and ba-ba-ba-bee-bee-ba-da-bop, but we are talking now about a robot system, essentially. And Jimmy and I were talking off the air before we went on about how, you know, the march of the robots is taking over. Well, here we have an example, an automated feature that infiltrates 25% of the popular vote in America and rigs it. You can make one vote into 1,000 votes, and you can make one vote into 1,000th of a vote. Ding dong, ding dong. It's there, it's gone. Nobody knows, nobody cares, nobody looks, nobody watches. It's quite incredible. And then I write in a recent article, I see no effort on the part of the federal government, state governments, or the mainstream press to investigate the GEMS system or respond to Bev Harris's extensive analysis. Bev Harris, blackboxvoting.org. And then, to talk about her a little bit, I just include a few pieces from her bio. She's been referred to as, quote, the godmother of the election reform movement. That was from the Boston Globe. Vanity Fair credits her with founding the movement to reform electronic voting. Time magazine calls her book, Black Box Voting, the Bible of electronic voting. Salon.com writes that her investigations have led some to call her the Erin Brockovich of elections. She has supervised hack demonstrations in the field using real voting machines, and she's done this on television. Here's a system, we can hack it. You want to see it? We'll show you right now. These hacks have been covered by the Associated Press, the Washington Post, and in formal reports by the United States General Accounting Officer. So it's not like she's unknown or that nobody respects her. I would say it's that this revelation coming from her is just too hot to handle. This could completely overwhelm the entire election campaign itself if the mainstream press decided to stop the insane horse race, slinging mud operation going on both sides and say, wait a minute, everybody. there's something much deeper that underlies all of this, and that is a robot system that can be deployed to rig the vote. Rig the vote. Get it? That's what's happening there. Well, this is one of these stories that I call an undercut. I've written a number of them myself in the past on different subjects. You hear a lot of chatter in the press and sometimes even in the alternative press. Beepity beepity beep, bobbity bobbity bop. This is what's happening. Beacon whoop, whoop, whoop. They say this, they say that. And then I discover, wait a minute. Yes, all that's true, but beneath all of that is something much, much deeper, much, much more sinister that underlies all of this. So let me tell you about an experience that I had in 1994, and I've never, as far as I can remember, discussed this before on a show this big. I was running for a seat in the U.S. Congress from the 29th District of California against a 20-year incumbent in the Democratic primary. And I wasn't really a Democrat or a Republican, but the strategy was, well, it's an overwhelming Democratic district, so I'm going to have to run in the Democratic primary if I hope to get anywhere. And with a small group of friends, we launched a campaign. And the basic element of the platform was health freedom, which was a national movement at the time, that every human has the option and the freedom to decide how to take care of his or her own health and body. And that means, among other things, the right to refuse medication of any kind, and also to have a full range of natural options available, such as, the entire panoply of nutritional supplements. Because at the time, the FDA was threatening to shut down a major sector of the supplement market. Anyway, on election night, we were gathered, our team, in a small bookstore in Santa Monica, California, and we were watching TV, and one station says, okay, the absentee votes have already been counted, and now that the vote is closed for the evening, we can reveal that so-and-so has 80% and Rappoport has 20% of the absentee ballots. Okay. So somebody said, where are they counting the votes? And somebody else said, it's Norwalk, south of Los Angeles, where the county registrar's office is. Well, let's go. Let's check it out. So we all piled into cars, drove down there. This was now 8:30, 9 o'clock, after the polls had closed. The entire city is dark, except for one big building that's brightly lit up. You've got helicopters landing, cars driving up, delivering votes from various precincts on punch cards at the time. Big scene. We walk in the door, we're met, hello, candidate, blah, blah, blah. Would you like a tour? You bet. And so they took us all on a tour of the vote counting system. You saw people at desks going through the punch cards, doing whatever they were doing, assembling them, collating them. It really was impossible to say exactly what people were doing. That was the first kind of, I don't know what's going on here. But then we got to the little computers where these computers had been altered to become tabulators, and the results of the separate vote counts were now added all up together. And of course, we could see nothing. I mean, what are you going to see? You're looking at a computer going, This was 94. Okay, we said, so what happens now? Well, all of this now goes upstairs to the 4th floor, or whatever it was, and we can show you that. So we take an elevator up. And they said, now you can't go into this room, but you see there's a big computer in there? Yeah. Okay, so this computer is accepting all of the vote counts that are being done downstairs. Yeah, and then what happens? Well, this computer sends the results 8 miles away to a bigger computer, which digests all the data and then sends it back. Really? Yeah. Well, can we go there? Maybe. And if we went there, what would we see? A bigger computer. So by this time, we're getting a little bit irritated. We go back downstairs, and we find in a separate room 4 or 5 people sitting at desktop computers, and we're told that every half hour, an update on the count and the percentages from our election will be seen on the screen. And we sit there, half hour, another half hour, another half hour, another half hour. And this 80-20 percentage that started in with the absentee ballots does not change. Does not change on the half hour. Does not change for several hours. I think once it went to something like 79-21, but otherwise it just stayed at 80-20. And I collared one of the workers there, and I said, you know, this doesn't make any sense. You're telling me that as the votes are coming in and you're tabulating them, that at no point during the night the percentages change? And he kind of said, well, I just work here, you know, the usual, I don't know. I said, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, the percentages have to vary by a few points, and they have to vary more than once, right? I mean, no answers are available. Now steam is starting to come out of our ears. Now it's like 11:30, midnight. Things are still hopping in this building in the middle of a sea of darkness. And so I said to somebody there, a supervisor, I said, suppose we want to recount after this is all over. Yes, we can give you that. How much is it going to cost? And I think they said something like $8,000 a day. We didn't have the money. So we went home. Then I got in touch with a computer pro. This is 94, remember. And he said to me several things. He said, look, if they cheated the first time with the punch cards, they could fabricate a whole new set of punch cards, recount them, and get the same result they got before, or not even do a new set of cards, but just count them in the same way they did, or tabulate them inside the computers the way they did. And he said, a guy with a laptop sitting at a payphone who knows the codes involved in counting, knows where they are and what they are, can go in, change a line or two of code, refigure the vote, change the code back, get out, and nobody will ever know. That's what you're dealing with here. That's the situation. Wow. Wow. And then he said, if you look, or if you could get access to the codes that are used to tabulate the vote, you would see there's an awful lot of code for just the process of addition. An awful lot of code doesn't really make any sense. So that was the end of that. That was an incredibly sobering experience, because we got as close as you could get then to the actual operation of a vote count, and we could see nothing. I mean, you already knew that going in, but when you're actually in the building and you're looking at the computers and standing right next to them, you feel pretty stupid. Or you feel very smart. I mean, it's up to you. But the one thing you know is that, what are you going to do? Are you going to say, stop the music, we're going to take this computer apart? Absolutely not. How are you going to do that? So you're stuck. And now the systems are much more sophisticated, the electronic systems. It's robot time, folks. And with this GEMS system that I spoke about earlier, we are now talking about the capacity to undermine 25% of the vote with just this one system, GEMS, across the United States, not only in the presidential election, but in every election. The House, the Senate, governors, whatever. This whole thing can be done. And I have to say, and I'm not going to name any names here, but even in the alternative media, I'm shocked at the lack of coverage of this. I'm shocked. And I put the lack of coverage down to the fact that even in the alternative media, people are lining up to such a degree on one side or the other that they're not seeing this thing clearly. They're not seeing it clearly to understand that we are talking about technology overwhelming the human factor. The solution, of course, to the degree that there is one, is to go back to paper ballots, where you actually have to mark the ballot. And somebody at each precinct counts all of the paper ballots, and they can be watched by a representative of either candidate all night long. That was the original system. It is still the best system, the closest to being an honest system that you could get in this technocratic era. And that's the way it ought to be done. But, you see, nobody's going there. Oh, well, that's so primitive and we're so far past that. In fact, eventually it'll all be done on the internet. Nobody will need to show up at the polls. You just use a touch screen or you go to a website and you do the voting. And of course, it'll be completely secure and nobody can hack in. And there will be no embedded system that cheats, etc., etc., etc. This is the propaganda. This is the way it's done now. And one thing I didn't mention about Bev Harris's investigation is that in these various vote tabulating systems, or the one system, but in its many different incarnations through various companies, the cheat factor was embedded several times in different places in the GEMS program. Therefore, there's no way this could be an accident, that you can do this with the vote. You can take one vote and turn it into 1,000, or take 1,000, turn them into one, or one, turn it into, 1,000th of a vote. There's no way that this could be an accident. So this is what's waiting to happen on Election Day 2016. And that is my report for this evening, and I thank you very much for your attention.
Hey, John, you need to be sick more often.
Right.
Hey, check this out. So last weekend, weekend before last, actually, not last weekend, I was in New York, and I'm standing with a group of hackers, right? There's, the real deal. It's like 4 or 5. And the conversation was about this, right? about electronic voting, and that it was the stupidest idea ever and the easiest, most hackable situation that there is. Not only if you want to hack in, but if you want to manipulate the vote, and the way that the machines go back and they go to a central server and they trade back and forth, and if one breaks down and there's a break in the system, it can still suck in the information. It's like a triad, a triangle, for each, and that's the redundancy of the system, right? And it's supposed to be, foolproof. And they're just laughing, right? And it was hilarious. And I said, now check this out. So I go, okay, all right, guys, you're the brightest, you're the best. These are some intimidating dudes. And I said, how would you make it hack proof? And they go, man, it's the simplest thing ever. I said, really? And he goes, yeah, it prints out a receipt. Right. And then you put the receipt in a box. And the box is the backup. And if anything goes wrong, if anybody wants to call foul, then they can turn around and compare the electronic votes with the votes on the paper and see if there's been some, funking up of the system, or if the system breaks down, the printouts are there. But that's how you make it hack-proof. Beautiful. And it was brilliant, right? It was like so stupidly simple. And coming from a hacker, right? It was just like, I said, well, how do you know if the receipt, you're going to look at it and you're going to see if those are your votes. That's all. And then put it in a box, put it in the ballot box. And that's your backup. And it was brilliant. So coming from a hacker, listen, everybody, and Miss Harris, if you're listening to me right now, and John, if you have contact with it, just simply, if we're going to go this route, then just print out a receipt, and that goes in a ballot box, and those are backups. If the election is confirmed, throw them away, burn them later, right? If you want to sign off on the election and concede, you know what I mean? Whatever, okay, no big deal. But there you go. And I was blown away by its simplicity, and it makes perfect sense. Now, why don't they do it? That's the point, right? Now, why?
Of course, because
culpability is right there.
Culpability, yes. And the cheaters could get caught, and the whole thing could be exposed as a sham.
That's right.
I mean, imagine what would happen if 2 days after the election, the story breaks: widespread voter fraud. And we have the evidence. Right. And here it is, published on 10,000 websites, just to start with, around the world. Here's all the data.
I could see Karl Rove's face right now.
Yeah, right.
Hey, John, thank you for everything, my brother. You are the absolute best. Don't get better. We need you. We need you sick next week. Thank you so much, John.
Okay, Jimmy, thanks.
You're the best. Jon Rappoport, and his website is nomorefakenews.com. That's where you need to start off your day every single day. That steaming cup of joe. That's right. You don't know nothing. It's Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. Your phone calls next.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
Fadernauts. Things are never what they seem. For the past century, forbidden subjects such as UFOs, backward engineering, human abductions, secret space programs, underground bases, suppressed free energy devices, and other fantastic notions have tested the human mind, forcing it to decipher fact from fiction, chronicling what he calls the alternative narrative. author Brad Olson gets down to the middle of it all in his best-selling book, Future Esoteric, now released in a second edition by CCC Publishing. And now, you can get Future Esoteric at a special price, plus another free book by just using the promo code Jimmy when you check out. Just click on the Future Esoteric or CCC Publishing banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go back, Lee Tepe. IRA and 401k account holders, are you crossing your fingers for the stock market to continue its bull run, or hoping for a miracle to pay off our $19 trillion national debt? American Bullion wants you to think for a moment. If we go through another significant stock market correction and things begin to unravel, you could suffer some serious losses. On the other hand, gold is a proven long-term asset that could hedge and protect your retirement accounts from getting washed away. Call American Bullion now and let them show you how easy it is to transfer your existing IRA or roll over your 401k into a gold IRA. American Bullion has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and is a leader in gold IRAs. With just one call, their experts can explain everything there is to know and get you started with a free gold IRA guide. Call 1-800-545-2525. Don't procrastinate. Save your retirement. Call American Bullion now at 1-800-545-2525. That's 1-800-545-2525.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Yes. We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. And you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
What's up, Fadernauts? Studio Dome loves Fade to Black and the F2B audience so much that they have put together the ultimate stereo Bluetooth system. They've done it just for you. Man, check this out. The Studio Dome SBB2 stereo system is here. It's featuring 2 Studio Boombox 2 SBB2 wireless Bluetooth speakers, packed in its own custom hardshell case. This Studio Dome system features the very latest in stereo Bluetooth technology. The 2 full-range boomboxes are in true wireless stereo. You've got to hear this. It's amazing. It's just $129 and use the promo code JCRTWS and you'll also get free shipping. It's simple. Just go to jimmychurchradio.com, click on the Studio Dome banner. Go back, Lee Tepe.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
All right, welcome back. Thursday night. It is Fader Night. 323-825-5045. If you're on hold, stay right there. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Open lines all night long. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Brendan. How's it going?
Hey, Brendan, what's cracking, brother?
Not much, brother. I just wanted to say, I talked to Rita a little bit earlier today, and I wanted to know if I could talk a little bit about what's been going on for the past, 3 days.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Okay, so easily said, they called my house basically saying I don't know who that would be, probably Big Brother, looking after everybody, but literally called my house and then said, we're looking at you, and then called me again this morning and then said that we're coming for you.
Private number? Did they have a callback number?
No, it was a 666-666-6666 number.
Really?
Yes.
Did you look
That's what made it weird.
Did you look on did you try to check the number?
Yeah, and what I saw is that it hasn't been available since 1894 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they want?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong, or maybe I pissed somebody off, but I don't know what happened.
The number was 666. Interesting. 666-666-6666.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback over here. Yeah, also, like, about 20 minutes before that happened, I was talking to somebody from Microsoft that was, I think, of Indian descent. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but...
Right. I'm looking here. There's a couple of things, and there is a lot of information on the net about this number and people being called by it.
Okay.
It's an unassigned international numbers. And it says many companies actually use this as a bogus number. So apparently you can use this. Now, there's also plenty of software out there that allows you to manipulate.
This is a family show, but I'm going to say I'm a little tripped out. I don't want to say the other word. But.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that, Brendan. But could it be? Do you think it's just maybe a friend of yours just cranking you?
I don't think so. I don't think so because I checked around, and I'm pretty sure it's not. I've been checking, so I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so, Jimmy.
It's so easy to spoof a phone number. I mean, that's such an easy thing to do. Look, I had a group of friends about 5 years ago that really went through the spoofing madness, and they thought it was funny to.
To a sense, it is funny, but I mean.
Well, hear me out. Hear me out for a second. So this little circle of friends would, text and spoof everybody in this circle with, other phone numbers and with texting and stuff and saying just crazy stuff and calling you with one of our other friends' phone number. So then when you would call the phone number back, you'd call somebody else and go, dude, you just called. No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right?
Okay.
And so, but that was funny in this little circle of guys. But then I found out, at that point, how easy it is to do that. And I mean, I'm not saying that this is what's going on, but it very well just could be.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. If the other thing is, it sucks to get it.
To be the one going through it. Definitely.
Right. And then it has to be that phone number of all phone numbers, right? So, because we trip, right? I would. And so I get that, but the other thing to do is call the FBI. If they do it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna talk to the FBI. I'm not gonna call the cops. I mean, that's the kind of person I am.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Right. Well, we posted this publicly, so I'll say it on the air. About a month ago. Rita and I, both of us, got these weird phone calls, and Rita actually spoke to them, and it turned out to be somebody in Mexico because they said they were in Mexico.
Rita is so lovely. Why would you even be mean? I don't even get that concept.
No,
I'm just saying.
No, listen, you're not listening to me. So
I am.
Okay, so Rita and I, we both get these phone calls. I'm at Costco. And she calls me and she goes, somebody just called me and they said that they had kidnapped our daughter, right? And it was a freaky thing. And so we turned around, and I'm just telling you right now, we turned that whole matter, we called the FBI, man. And turned everything over. The phone numbers. There was a callback number.
Did everything work out well?
We handed it off to them. It had nothing to do with us. It was just that we just.
Yeah, I know. But when you call the FBI, you obviously make a decision, don't you? I mean, so.
Well, look, if somebody's daughter.
If your kids are in danger, then call whoever it needs. Whoever it need be. Hey, that's not a problem.
Yeah. And so I'm just saying, if they persist, if whoever this is, you know, I mean, you can't handle it on your own. You know, I don't know, what are you going to do? Go out and change your phone number?
I just don't like it when people try to threaten my dog and people try to threaten my mother. And when that happens, then I feel like I have to protect myself.
Yeah, of course you do. And that should always come first, you know? And so now this is the other thing. Do you think it's just a random phone call?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
because it's happened 3 times now, 3 different phone calls. So I don't think so. I don't think it's just a random phone call. No.
And you don't recognize the voice?
No, because the first time it was somebody from the South. Second, and then the third time kind of sounded like a robotic, I guess an anonymous voice.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's what it would be.
Wow.
Something like that.
Wow. Interesting. Wow. Well, I've spoke to Anonymous on the phone before, and they didn't.
Well, I am Legion, so I don't really care about saying that out loud. It's not a problem.
Right. You know, interesting. Very interesting. Well, you know, definitely.
But if they're coming for me, though, like, I want to know about it. You know what I mean?
Yep, of course. Keep us posted, Brendan. And also, you know, you're part of the family here, and everybody knows who you are.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I will forever be a FADERNIGHT. I will always be one. And thank you very much, Jimmy, for giving me my dog, which I love very, very much. She's over here right now licking me on the leg. So, you know, I'm just saying this is kind of a weird timing. Weird timing, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, if they call back and say fade to black, then we got issues, right?
Oh, they're not coming after you, man. If they come after you, they're going to have their head. Well, I'm not going to say that out loud. It's a family show. It's a family show.
Brendan, you are the very best, man, and give my best to Spoon right now. Make sure she gets a cool
I will,
dog.
She's right here next to me. I will.
Hey, Brendan, be safe and keep us posted, okay?
I will, dude. I definitely will. All right, Jimmy, well, you have a good night.
You too, Brendan. Thank you so much. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Jimmy.
Yes.
How you doing, my friend?
And this is...
This is your buddy Laird.
It's been a long, long time.
Oh, I've dropped out of the scene, man. I just had to get away from it all. How you been doing?
I'm doing good, Laird. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's a great summer. Things are just going in a sort of a positive direction. Going to have some big decisions to make here pretty soon. So, you know, just keeping my fingers crossed I'm doing the right thing.
What kind of big decisions are you going to have to make, Laird?
Well, I got to go see my neurologist here in a little while, and this is health issues. You know, I had the MS trip there a while ago, and we jumped on board. We'll call it the Russian scene. They got the healing pyramids over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now that's worked well in my corner. So now, how the hell am I going to take that to her and tell her all this?
Wait a minute, Laird. Did you go to Russia?
No. I have contact with people in Russia who design these healing pyramids. They sell them. They're quite expensive.
Yeah, but I hear it's pretty phenomenal, man.
It blew my socks right off my feet, man. Jesus.
Right.
What happened to me? I talked to you about this quite a while ago.
A long time ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went down from 260 to 175 I'm at now. Quit smoking 2 packs a day, and I work out 6 days a week in the gym, 5:30 in the morning, my friend.
Man, women, look out.
Oh, my wife is mad as hell. That's why I have to go off the neurological meds, because I went on a little ecstasy trip there for 3 months. I fell in love with my trainer, who carries a nice rainbow flag, and I'm happy for her. I have no desire to run away with her, but at this time I did. It was bizarre. It was bizarre, man. So I got to get off the brain meds. They're working good. My wife's happy, but I want to keep it just with my wife.
Laird, I love you, man. I love you.
Oh, it's been bizarre. That's why I don't call too often anymore. I figure I better touch base with you, but.
Oh man!
It's a crazy world, my friend, and
yes.
I can attest to that.
I miss you so much, and
I'll be back in touch more often. I'm getting my head back on now that I know what reality I live in. Holy Christopher, man!
Laird, you are the very best, man, and be safe. And I'm just glad to hear your voice. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, you take care, my brother.
You got it. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hi, Jimmy. This is Matt. Mate, how you doing?
Hey, Mate. How are you, man?
Good.
Hey, I got to tell you, I didn't mention this yesterday, but the shirts, the new ones, the quality of the shirts that you sent are amazing, man. Did you know how good they were?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the colors, the way they came out, and then the company did a really good job with it. So, I can send you a message, which company did that if you want to use them. But they're pretty good.
Yeah, actually, see, what's really cool is he's probably listening right now. My little brother Danny, up in San Francisco, has got a company up there. I mean, that he owns. And he's going to be handling all of this, and he's so excited, and the quality of his stuff. It's my brother, so he can't screw it up because
Sure.
You know what's funny? I can't get mad at him. He's little, right? He's little. He's probably 6 inches shorter than me, and I outweigh him by 60 pounds, right? But he's a frigging black belt in like 20 different things that I can't even pronounce. And he could slap me around all over the place, so I can't really get that mad at him. He's going to be handling everything.
So if he does a bad job, you can't even complain.
No, I can't complain. I can't send him back. No, he's working on them right now, and we're gonna have the new shirts in Sacramento this week. And I can't wait to see everybody's faces when they see them. They just look amazing. I have your shirt with me right here in the bunker. And it's the material, the T-shirt itself. Man, it's like thick silk. Man, really a high-quality shirt.
Yeah. And actually, they have different qualities, like, those jerseys, like the soccer teams use. You can actually order those too, but I think it's a little bit more expensive, but that's even better quality. So, man,
I'm holding the shirt right now as I speak to you, and I'm looking at it. It's just, it's humbling to see this, the quality and what you did. It's absolutely amazing. It is just an amazing shirt.
Thank you. That's what your show does to me. You see, my imagination is like, when I listen to your shows every day, that's, that's what it gets out of me.
I'd hate to see what you would do on a crazy night.
Yeah, I can do more, designs in the future if you need. So
these are just absolutely amazing. And everybody out there, this is Mate Meyer. So in Twitter, everybody thank Mate for the new shirt. I mean, they're absolutely incredible, and you did it out of love, man, and you can just see it in the shirt. It's just absolutely incredible, and we'll have them up on the website here in the next day or two, and there you go. My brother's doing a test run right now, and we should actually see something tomorrow. I can't wait, man. I'm just so fired up.
Looking forward to it.
So, Mate, really quick, what's your favorite part about Fade to Black?
I started to listen to your show in April, so I didn't know before April. I had not heard about Fade to Black, and didn't really know who you were. I'm sorry, but I like the alien stuff, the UFOs, and I wanted to tell you a story. I don't know if you have time for
Oh,
this,
I've got time because I was just going to ask you if you've ever seen anything. Yeah, go ahead, share it.
Yeah. Actually, in 1983, I was living in Hungary, in Budapest, and we went to a movie theater with my friend, and it was like an outdoor movie theater, just outside in a little island in Hungary, like on the Danube. And then we were watching a movie, like some science fiction movie. It was in 1983. And then all of a sudden, we saw these triangle-shaped UFOs. They approaching from the screen, and they were really low. They were flying really, really low, and they had this how you call a delta formation, right?
Right.
Flying. It's it was weird. It was we thought it's military or Air Force or something, but they were flying really low, and they look blue, like blue triangles. And that, I right away realized that this can be an airplane or helicopters or nothing. And they flew over our head, and there was 300 plus people in the movie theater, and people started to yell and shout oh, look, UFOs, UFOs. And then, it was amazing. They were really low above our heads, and that really changed my whole life. The life changed tea, something like that. It changed my, I was a different person after that. And then, I was kind of skeptical before, they might exist, they might not, who knows. But when you see something like that you saw also in the Contact in the Desert, that definitely changed you, right? You became a different person right away, right?
Well, that's the way that it happens, and I agree with you. But let me ask you a couple of questions about this.
Sure. Go ahead.
Was there any chance that it could have been an early version of the F-117 fighters, or were they triangles?
No, these were not airplanes. I know how F-117 looks like.
Right.
They were glowing like the LED lights. Let's say, look at the blue LED lights. That's how they look like. They were glowing blue, really strong blue light. And
wow.
They had no sound. There was no any visible air, around them. So they were just gliding, when you a hockey puck or something glides around, on the ice or something.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
And where did they go? Did they just?
I don't know. It was a flyby. It was probably less than a minute. I don't know where.
I like the way you say that. It was a flyby.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it was. I mean, somebody was controlling these flying triangles, or somebody was flying them. But
how big, Mate? How big were they? Do you know?
To my eye, or just it's hard to tell because it was at night, but if I would say a couple of inches, if you look at them, and they were really low, maybe a couple of 1,000 feet, maybe lower. So they were maybe 3-4 inches big to my eye. So
they were huge. They were big.
Yeah, they were really big. Yeah, the size of a car or maybe even bigger. But from it's really hard to tell when it's dark and you're sitting somewhere and looking up, but they were definitely real. So it was not a mass hallucination or something. A lot of people saw it, and everybody had the same reaction. And you know that instant gut feeling when something is right or not. I actually felt that it was the real thing.
Hey, Mate, do everybody a favor. I've got to hear this. Say Göbekli Tepe for me.
Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, the Turkish say with the O, there's 2 dots on the O. It's a Göbekli Tepe or something.
Yes. It's so funny. Mate goes, hey, Jimmy, man, do you want the 2 dots or not? I'm like, dude, man, we want the 2 dots, man. We want to go official. Yeah, man. Thank you for everything, Mate. And
you're very welcome. Thank you for the show. It's a life-changing show for me because what you believe in and what you deal with every day, your interest is really almost like mine, 100%. And your show is really entertaining. So I'm looking forward every day when I wake up. I'm looking at the watch. 10 o'clock. I have to turn on the radio and just listen to your shows because I never had this before. I listen to music and when I work, but since I found your show, I'm.
Let me and real quick before I let you go, what's your favorite band? What kind of music do you listen to when you're doing your art?
Yeah, probably it's gonna be disappointing for you, but I'm mostly like the 80s, 90s. I grew up in Europe, and like Depeche Mode and all the 90s.
So Depeche Mode, Modern English, The Church, stuff like that.
Duran.
Yep.
Mostly the new wave. So I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and that the new wave, that's when hit Europe, and then that's what I grew up with, and then I got stuck with it.
Well, even for me to this day, Human League, oh man, all those original videos. Yeah. And what was her name? Nina, 99 Luft Balloons, that whole...
Nina Hagen?
No, not Nina Hagen. Who was the one that did 99 Luft Balloons? Wasn't her?
I think Nina, right? The German girl?
Yeah. But that all of that early MTV new wave stuff, man. Gary Newman, right? Cars.
Yeah.
I loved all of that. And then also the 80s English ska stuff that came over was really cool too. And the specials, love the specials. And go ahead.
These bands were like famous in America in the 90s, 80s, 90s.
Huge. Are you kidding? Oh, my goodness. Yes.
Because I know Depeche Mode had a huge concert in the Pasadena.
Yeah, at the Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl,
very famous concert because they sold it out like 3 nights in a row. My memories, might have been a week.
You were there? Did you go?
No, I didn't. No, nobody could get tickets to that. It was impossible.
Wow.
And what's weird, if my memory is correct, and trust me, back in the 80s, especially the late 80s when that was going down, I was not in any position to have a memory. Okay, so let's make that clear. But I remember Pink Floyd going to the Rose Bowl and around that same time and had problems selling tickets, but Depeche Mode busted it out, man, for like a week. So no, I didn't make it to that concert, but I would have loved to.
I've been to a Depeche Mode concert in 1984 in Budapest, Hungary, and in the Hungarian sports stadium, and it was like almost empty. Like that time, they were not so popular.
No. Now, you know what's funny? 2 years later, whole different thing. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Wow. See, so that's I totally agree with you. This show and you are the same thing, and that's exactly why. And I appreciate everything, Mate. Thank you so much, my friend. And
thank you very much.
And welcome to the family, okay?
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you again, and talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much. Mate Meyer, everybody. Everybody better be following and friending Mate. He is the best. These new shirts are incredible. This is Fade to Black. It is Thursday night, Fader Night. Your call's next, 323-825-5045. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
FoodForLiberty.com sells high-quality, storable foods from Numana. And right now, take advantage of our summer special. Purchase 2 family packs and we'll send you a Pro Pure Water Pitcher, a $70 value, free. This premium pitcher is ideal for use with just about any water source and removes more contaminants than other brands. And it comes with a filter that lasts up to 2 full years. Whether you need to be prepared in the event of an emergency, you're an outdoor sports enthusiast, Next, New Manna is known for high-quality, great-tasting, GMO-free, super nutritious food with no chemical preservatives. And with a 25-year shelf life, you can't beat the feeling of being food secure when you need it most. Go to foodforliberty.com right now for great-tasting, high-quality, storable foods from New Manna. Buy 2 family packs and get the Pro Pure water pitcher free. It makes good sense to be prepared. Get it at foodforliberty.com.
Did you ever turn to your radio for your favorite talk show to find that it's been preempted for this?
In the air to deep right center. Back goes Lewis to the wall, and it's out of here!
Or this?
And I'm ashamed of you, Hillary, for voting for it.
Do you have a favorite talk radio program that's not available in your city? Just go to TalkStreamLive.com for links to the best streaming talk radio shows. At TalkStream Live, you will find live talk shows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All your favorites are here. With such a large selection, you will also discover some new favorites. On the go and still want to listen? With a mobile smartphone, simply type TalkStream Live on your internet browser. Now you can take internet radio with you. You will also find hundreds of music, news, and sports streams. Best of all, the TalkStream Live directory is free and there's never a login required. Remember TalkStreamLive.com, the fastest route between you and your favorite talk radio show.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Ah, yeah. Man, Doug Aldrich. Man, that guy can play the guitar. I never, ever, ever get tired listening to his stuff. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. It's your night. Open lines all night long. 323-825-5045. If you're on hold, stay right there. But I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black the Reverend Jon Polk. How are you, John?
I'm good, Jimmy.
How are you, man?
Life is good, man. Busy.
Things are
popping.
Don't sound so excited, John. Whatever you do, don't jump out of your skin right now. Just relax, okay?
I'll try and contain myself.
Okay, man. How are you? What's going on?
Just had a lot of things going on, and typically I'm working Monday through Thursday and get out right when your show ends, so I don't get the opportunity to call in. So tonight I'm not working.
Hey,
so
well,
I must.
Why don't you give me your boss's phone number?
I am my own boss.
Okay.
So. Yeah, take it up with him.
Yeah. Give me his number, John. Let me call him and straighten this guy out. We need to get your hours changed so you can come and hang out with us in real time.
Right.
You know what's funny, because I can only imagine that you pick up the show right after it ends and you're listening to the replay, right? And you're like, oh, man, I want to call in. I can't because my stupid boss is making me work through Church's show, and it's not cool. So, yeah, give me his email, John. I'll shoot him something.
Okay, jpolk2@cfl.rr.com.
What are you working on now? What are you doing?
Recently, I've been doing webinars, which is really cool. Are you familiar with the platform Zoom.us?
No, I'm not. Zoom.us. What is it?
It's worth investigating. You can run your PowerPoint through it and split screen yourself, and then you can split the split screens into however many people you have on the panel. so that they have the benefit of seeing your face and or your PowerPoint as you're going through your presentation. So I recently did one, and the title of it was absolutely perfect for me. It was Ancient Aliens, Anunnaki, and the Gods. And I was selected to be a part of that panel. And outside of selling my book, which has been doing pretty good, but outside of selling my book, I've spoke at conferences before. I've been on a ton of shows, ton of radio shows, YouTube channels, etc. I really haven't been paid for anything outside of selling my book. But this particular webinar, I've got paid for, and we're trying to set it up so that we have a series of these coming up. And whenever that does come to fruition, we'll be looking for panel members also.
Okay, well, keep us posted. I'm at Zoom. I'm at their website right now, just checking it out. And interesting. And do you have the ability, it looks like you do. Do you have the ability to record the presentation?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is really cool. And how is the quality? Is it all HD? It is digital, but I am so not a tech. I wouldn't know how to explain it to you properly. Well, do you like the look of it? Let me ask you that.
I do. And it's funny, a number of friends, connections, they're like, well, send me a link to it. I'm like, well, you have to buy it. So I can't send you the link to it. I mean, I can send you the link to where to purchase it, but it's something that I can't give away. And it wasn't done through me or the networks that I work for. It was done by a guy named Neil Geyer. I don't know if you know who he is. I never met him up until a few months ago.
Right.
But
right.
he's the technician, and he's the one who, basically walked us through how to do it. And we're going to try and learn how to do it for ourselves also.
Yeah, it looks simple. I mean, it looks like even I could do it, so it's pretty cool, man. And congratulations on that. And if send me the link, man. Let me check out the presentation. I would like to see it.
Okay.
All right. So what else is going on? You a new book?
I do. I'm still working on the Blue Beings, although probably within a few weeks of me being done. And then I hand it off to my editor, who you actually met at Roswell. I don't know if you can remember, but her name is Karen Patrick.
Oh, yeah. She came up and said hi. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, anyway, I'm like, if you're going to be in Roswell, you got to find a way to say hey to Jimmy. I mean, there'll probably be thousands of people there. You may not have an appropriate opportunity. But if you do, go up and introduce yourself and, tell him that you're editing my book. And if he has time, I'm going to be happy to talk to you. But she was excited about meeting you and sharing a dialogue with you. And then also about Ken Johnston, former Apollo astronaut trainer,
yes,
who was actually very close to Dr. Edgar Mitchell.
Right.
They were both trainers, but she's been working on 5 different books, including an 800-page photo journal of his lunar and Mars anomalies, which is really spectacular.
Yeah, I talked to her about that, and I can't wait, actually. I think that there is something smoking, something really smells fishy, like it's burning right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for this evidence to come forward. And the thing is, I think we all know that there's stuff out there. NASA isn't in possession of everything. There's plenty of stuff out there, and it just needs to come to the surface. And I'll give you an example of something really, really crazy. NASA was taking the audio tapes and the computer stuff and overdubbing over it because they didn't want to waste. I'm not kidding about this because their excuse was it was expensive. It's BS. But they were recording over stuff. And then the archives of all of that, all of the reels were missing. And you know where they were found? I'm not kidding about this. They were found in an abandoned McDonald's in Simi Valley, right? I might be wrong. It might not have been a McDonald's. It might have been a Wendy's, right? But the point is, they were just sitting in a structure that hadn't been touched for like 30 years, and nobody knew what was in this building. And they just recently found them, a couple of years ago. Now, how does that make you feel? So are they in control of, is there, and it wasn't just that, it was other stuff too, by the way. It wasn't just recordings and computer data and stuff. There was other things there too. I believe there were some documents, photographs, negatives, all kinds of things. And right here in the Valley, man. Yeah, pretty nuts. So when Ken Johnston and Karen, when I hear them talking about this, I know that I can't wait. I can't wait. I know that there's stuff out there.
From what I understand, all 5 books are now available on a platform, an ebook platform called Gumroad, like chewing gum and hit the road, Gumroad. And the best part about Gumroad, and my first book is on there, and my next book will be on there also, is that they only take 7.5% as opposed to Kindle and Amazon and everybody else.
Right.
So my book sells for $10. They take 75 cents.
Right.
That I can live with, and it's very fair. But you got to know how to format the book, 5x7, 6x9, or 8.5x11. And if you don't, they'll be happy to charge you for it. But conveniently, Karen knows how to do that with formatting ebooks.
Right. I still don't know how, and when I read your book and other books, when I read them, I say this all the time, John, I have such mad respect to anybody that has the discipline to sit down and write a book and get through it and get it done and hand it off to an editor. I could never do it. I just couldn't. I would love to. There's no way that I could. And the fact that, you write so well and you're able to do it. And so many of my friends are authors, and I read their stuff, and I can't even believe that they have that kind of discipline. I can't. I look at Mike Barra, who, you've met and, who I know so well. And the fact that guy can crank out books is beyond me. I have such mad respect for that talent. I can't do it. I can't.
It takes a lot of patience. I mean, it's like, okay, I got, 9 months to a year. And if you think like that, it becomes easier because once you get started, you put all this pressure on yourself to crank something out, when in reality, you're going to end up with a mediocre product if you try and rush it. So it's hard to, because I wanted this book about the blue beings to come out 6 months ago. And Karen was busy with Ken Johnson's 5 books. So I was like, I'll just wait till you're done with those projects, and then you can be mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't split time with a former astronaut, so.
Right. Well, for me, just to get my thoughts out for the show every day and to maybe write a couple of paragraphs, it's like all I can do. I mean, I just, and I talk to these guys. Yeah, man, I busted out, 2,000 words today. What? You did what? I can't, man, me, Twitter, 140 characters. That's a job. That's full-time work. Oh, man. So what else? The thing is, John, with you, I could talk about so many different things, but what did you think when you first heard about the sightings at Contact in the Desert? Did that surprise you at all?
No, not at all. I did catch part of, last time I called in, you were interviewing Lori McDonald, who was incredibly, prolific and very, very deeply spiritual and connected to the other side like myself. And, didn't she say something to the effect, all right, darn it, we're going to see a UFO like now, and she starts shooting a laser up into the sky? Or you could tell the story better than I could.
No, that was the second night. That was Sunday night. That was the second night, and we were sitting around. It was the whole Fader crew, right? It was Allison, who, last night, I don't know if I gave enough props to Allison about the writing that she does for us, but she's just so incredibly gifted. And so she's there, her husband, Colo, I think Dolan was there, Barra was there, I think Wilcock was there, Corey Good, and then, of course, the crew, Les and Dave Cruz and Dan and Gigi and Blair, it was the whole crew, right? The whole crew. And Javier Sandoval was there too as well. I know I'm leaving, but the reason why I'm trying to paint the picture for you, because it was Lori and it was Holly Cook and Mark, and there was 30 of us, and Lori goes, Lori jumps up and she goes, "Watch this. I'm a UFO magnet," because we were Rita and I were telling them about what had happened the night before, right? And it was incredible. And Lori goes, "I'm a UFO magnet," and she goes running out and she takes his laser and she bangs it in. I follow her, and so I'm standing out there, and it's Dolan standing next to me, and Barra, and we got the night vision goggles, and Lori behind me flashes her laser up into the sky in the spot, like blip, blip, right? And right there where she flashed her laser, the frigging orb just goes bleep, bleep, right? And lights up in the sky. And I'm like, man, you are a magnet, And it's funny. She was so nonchalant about it. See, told you, I think she went and sat down, just like, that's how you do it, kids. And it was pretty incredible. And I have never, I got to say this, John, and although to sound like a broken record, but it's really true. Rita and I have had our sightings. Okay, we've had 2 or 3 over the years together, but we were alone, not around other people, number one. Number two, they were quick. And the third thing, and that is most important here to drive home, those were accidents. Okay, those happened when we weren't looking for it. You know what I mean? We weren't asking for it. Right. We weren't summoning. We weren't with friends and so forth. We were just driving, right? Now, when you are with a group of people like we were, a few thousand, right, are at contact in the desert. That's the first thing. It's a large, focused group. But when we're at a fader party, with a group of people, and it happens like that, that's a whole nother thing. And it affects you totally differently than when it's a random event when you're, driving down the road and you see something in the sky. It's different when you walk out onto a cliff with 200 people and you look up in the sky and everybody's whooping and yelling and stars start moving around, and that's right. That's a life changer, man, and that was the difference for me. Now, did it change my belief system? No, I'm already there. I've already had my sightings. I already know that there's something going on. I've talked to too many witnesses and seen too much evidence, so I'm already on that side of the fence. But it's a whole nother thing to your brain when you look up into the sky with a bunch of people and you see, what you think is Jupiter, and it moves a foot, on command. That's when you're, that's when you start thinking to yourself, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And then your brain is starting to try to make sense of it all. You know why? Because it's trying to protect you from going insane. I'm being serious about this because it is so far out of whack that if you let it, dude, you could snap. You could be straight jacket city for the rest of your life. I mean, you could really unfold. And so your brain is trying to answer questions, and it's trying to calm you down. I was hyperventilating, man. I literally bent over, John, and put my hands on my knees and had to breathe deep, for seconds. I mean, I was just hunched over going, what the hell? And I was confused, and so the questions were not answered for me because I don't know if it was us. I don't know if it was them. I don't know if it was us with their technology. I don't know if it's some secret government technology that they're not telling us about. Do they have free energy they're not telling us? Is it ET? Is it an ET craft doing a drive-by and saying hello and winking and waving out the windows or coming? I don't know if it's any of those. What I do know is that it's not anything that I can explain. You know, I can't say that it's a helicopter. I can't say that it's a plane. I can't say these things. That's the mind-blowing part. And nobody's ever going to be able to tell me that it was anything different. You know, it was a satellite, man. No, it was not.
No.
You know,
no.
It wasn't a rocket. It wasn't a drone. It wasn't a airplane. It wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't anything that I'm used to seeing, that we're all used to seeing, you know. So that's why it was different for me, and it was a life-changing thing, man. It was something that I honestly can't explain. And you know what the best part was? I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. I was full of food. I was sober, like I am, you know, most days. You know, it's a couple of days a month I let loose. But in this moment, I was of clear head, okay? That's the thing. And I had hundreds of people around me and Rita right there as my support group because we were all seeing the same thing at the same time, you know? And that was the best part, just to know that I didn't step off the edge somewhere and was hallucinating. We all saw the same thing.
That is so cool.
Yeah, man, it was real cool, actually. The best part for me, and I've said this so many times, John, you know, Rita, we're driving away in our car after the first event on Saturday, and Rita and I are not talking, man. Rita and I were like, whoa, man, you know. And then Rita said whatever she said. She's corrected me every time. I can't. But she said something like, they're real. You know, I thought she said they're here, but I think she said they're real. Rita, was it they're real or they're here? And she's going to go, for the last time, church. It was they're real. I think that's what she said. And that's my story, man. It was crazy.
It figures, though. You have all those experiencers together, and your collective energies widen the vortex even more and invite that energy in. It's easy for them to basically teleport their space-time vehicle when you have all these experiencers opening the vortex and changing the relative frequencies that are surrounding that immediate area. And plus, it's a mystical area in the first place. So,
yeah, you're right. And, you know, and as you said that, for the last time, church, real. Okay, so there you go. She just said. But Tanette, just as you were saying that, Tanette says, you're not making a good argument for full disclosure, Jimmy. And Tanette, listen to me. Disclosure is, I just saw it with my own eyes. You know, that disclosure itself and expecting, and I get it. I know what everybody wants. Everybody wants Obama, you know, to step up, you know, to the in the press room and announce to, you know, the world that we're not alone. And you know, I don't need that. I don't need it. I really don't. Would it be cool? Yeah, it would be. I'm hoping that he wouldn't have to make that announcement under duress because we're being, you know, shot at by ET. But other than that, I don't need it. Not after the things that I've seen in my life. A disclosure is here. We need to move on and act like we don't care about it anymore. And that's it. So that's my opinion. Are you there, John?
I am. Just a little breakup on my phone. I think it's probably my signal. But are you familiar with Benny Kocius by any chance? Benny Kocius?
Uh-huh.
She's one of your listeners.
I have her. I have her book.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we did an interview with her a few weeks ago, but she wanted to talk to me on the phone prior to the interview, and I wanted to talk to her. So we're on the phone, and we go from cult child to Arcturians. So she's very connected to the Arcturians, and something pulls me outside, literally yanks me up off my couch, and I'm outside and compelled to look up at the stars. And what do I see? I see a triangular UFO coming straight towards my house, and it's very low flying. And imagine the apex of a pyramid, and at each of the points of the pyramid is a white diode or a white light. And then the lights start to light up at different times in almost like a mutating algorithmic sequence, as if it was some kind of encrypted mathematical message that my subconscious was able to understand, but I wasn't able to get at the time. And so it gets closer and closer and closer, and it's pretty much right over my house, and then it just disappears. It could only have been a few hundred feet in the air. So now I'm compelled to sit outside.
Right.
So that happened around 10 o'clock at night. At 2 in the morning, I finally see something 4 hours later. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was cigar-shaped with like an egg on the very tip of it, if you can picture that, and then had these radial arms with circles around it about every 5 feet. And it's coming over my treetops, maybe 75 to 100 feet off of the ground, and that's it. And often when that happens, something like that happens, I black out. But this particular time, I'm coherent and cognizant of what's going on. So now I'm like, I got to go get my camera. And I was able to move my arms and my legs and my head, but I could not lift myself up off of my chair. It was the strangest thing. I've never had something quite like that happen before. And then I don't know what happened. And the next thing I know, I see the tail end of it going away from me in the exact direction that it approached me. But now I see the tail end. I did not have the benefit of seeing it turn around. So it makes me think they shot some kind of beam at me to freeze me. And it worked. And after that, I was like, you know what? You guys are not going to do this to me anymore. You're not going to hit me with these beams. You're not going to stop me in my tracks anymore. And it was vindication for me to realize to myself that I'm finally starting to know how to battle against these forces that they play on you in the abduction syndrome. So I thought that was worth mentioning. I know you got a bunch of callers, Jimmy. I just had to share that with everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. And keep us posted, will you, on the webinars and when they're going to happen, and we'll get that info out for you. And there you go. And if you want me to come hang out on one day, just let me know.
Oh, that's why I mentioned it to you. So, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
You're the best, John, and I mean it. And when am I going to see you, man? When are you coming back out west?
Probably, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm dumping all my resources into these current projects right now, and that I don't want to talk about it too much, but Gigi and I are cooking some stuff up too, and I'll let everybody know more about that when it comes closer to fruition.
Gigi and cooking stuff up. Okay, yeah.
Well,
you probably are. But no, you've got to come out. You got to come out to Contact in the Desert. You got to make the next trip out. Okay.
All right, I'll see you out there.
Thank you so much, John. Be safe.
All right, thanks, buddy. Bye.
You got it. The Reverend Jon Polk right here on Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Going to take a little break right here. It's Thursday night. It is Fader night. Taking your calls all night long. If you're on hold, you stay right there. 323-825-5045. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
KGRA Radio. Intelligent talk.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on the smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Are you tired of brown rust stains on your toilets, sinks, and clothes? Does your water smell and taste bad? Don't live with these problems anymore. HydroCare's revolutionary well water systems, available at Wave Home Solutions, gives you clean, healthy, great-tasting water from every faucet. They remove iron, hydrogen sulfide, sediment, and many other contaminants that are distasteful and damaging your fixtures. You'll be amazed how fresh and clean well water can be. Satisfaction guaranteed. Go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Fadernaughts. Things are never what they seem. For the past century, forbidden subjects such as UFOs, backward engineering, human abductions, secret space programs, underground bases, suppressed free energy devices, and other fantastic notions have tested the human mind, forcing it to decipher fact from fiction. Chronicling what he calls the alternative narrative, author Brad Olson gets down to the middle of it all in his best-selling book, Future Esoteric, now released in a second edition by CCC Publishing. And now, you can get Future Esoteric at a special price, plus another free book by just using the promo code Jimmy when you check out. Just click on the Future Esoteric or CCC Publishing banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go Beckley Teppy. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Teppy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back to Fade to Black. It's Thursday night, which means it's Fader Night. Taking your calls all night long. It's your show, and I want to hear from you. That's my best Hacksaw Hamilton. Who out there remembers Hacksaw Hamilton? Is he still out there? Isn't he up in San Francisco? Wasn't he doing like the Raiders? Lee Hacksaw Hamilton. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Back to the phones. Hi, you're live right now. You're live.
Hey, Jimmy. Thank you, sir, for taking my call. I just want to say congratulations for your 500 yesterday. And we really appreciate what you're doing for all of us.
Thank you for that, and thank you. How's that?
Yes. No, thank you, sir. I just had one. I was the one that I've been in contact with Super Soldier Randy Kramer, and he confirmed that he's willing to do your show. And then Rita replied back to me saying, you guys are going to reach out, because he's trying to reach out with you guys. Do you think?
Yeah, he's gonna.
I really hope.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the show soon.
Oh, awesome!
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. And so yeah, he'll be. I don't know the exact dates, but the wheels are in motion. I'll say that.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Wow.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you. and thank you for being part of the family, too, as well. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's That right there is exactly what I'm talking about. Man. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes.
This is Sal from Edinburgh, Pennsylvania.
How are you, Sal?
I'm great. How are you doing?
It's great to hear your voice, brother.
Oh, thank you. We just always have a pleasure listening to you. It was so great last night. We just moved into a new home. We heard the 500 show. We were sitting on our back patio. The Big Dipper's right in our eyesight. And it was just so perfect, beautiful night. And, we just thank you for everything you do. And if you have a minute.
Yes, I do, Sal.
I heard the first time I heard about the Mandela effect was from you. We were a couple of months ago, And I thought about it, and oh, man. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about that, and I actually think I did some research, and it was actually on something that I had talked to you about earlier, and it has to do with the concert, and I've been telling people for 40 years that we went to a concert at Rich Stadium, which is in Buffalo. You know, Rich, they don't call it that anymore.
Right.
Rich Stadium, and it was Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Santana, and Jesse Cole Young. And I've been telling people for 40 years that was the first super concert, they think they called it or whatever. And outdoor thing, that was the first one I'd ever been to. And then I've always said a few weeks later, on July 4th, we went down to Three Rivers Stadium, and Eric Clapton and Todd Rundgren and Santana, again, was down there. And I've been telling people that and as I'm looking up the dates here a couple months ago, it's completely opposite. It just blows my mind because I know we went to that one in Rich Stadium before the one at Three Rivers.
Right.
But the dates on the internet don't show that.
Wow, that is trippy. I knew that's where you were going with it too. Wow, and I because of the Mandela effect and what it is, I have definitely been very cautious now about certain things in my life and memories, man, because I'm not so sure anymore. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I agree. Yep.
I'm just not so sure, and I've been very, very careful. I know, and what's weird, and I'm not going to get into specifics, but the summer of '77, right? I split and go to Panama and in Central America. And so for 1978, right? The year 1978, I was in Panama, okay? And there were so many things that I have heard over the years that happened in 78 that I swear I remember happening and being present in 77. There's a lot of different things, TV shows and events and stuff. I'm like, no. I remember that happening when I was in Panama. And now, this 1977 year, the things that were happening here, it doesn't line up with my memory. So I've kind of chosen, just to protect my sanity, not to dive into this too far, man. Just like you're saying right now, that the Crosby, Stills, Nash show with Santana, by the way, that must have been a really, 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 really cool show to go see back then. Because they were both in their heyday. And that version of Santana, 40 years ago. So you're saying 1977, right?
1974.
74. So that was trying to think of what's his name on drums, the guy with Graham Lear, I think his name was, with the afro, the white kid, amazing drummer.
Yeah, the green eyes.
Yeah, and they had the black singer through that period too. But anyway, that was a great version of Santana. So why wouldn't you remember that, a couple of weeks that you saw that before July 4th, because July 4th is, a big weekend. And
it actually was July 5th, and we remember it because we were in the third tier of Three River Stadium, and that's one of the very few times when I never made my way up to the stage of a concert within just looking distance.
Right.
But we were up in the third tier, and we stayed up there, and it was the 5th of July, and it was kind of a mess because people were throwing fireworks down on other people. It's a huge, funny story. But to me, in my mind, it came after the other one because at that rich stadium, I know it's a family show, but that was the biggest drug fest I've ever been to in my life. People were walking around the stadium with bags of marijuana and bottles of pills, and they're going acid here, downers here.
Yeah.
And I know it was before the one that I went to in Pittsburgh, but I don't know.
Yeah, I miss those days. So funny in and Sal, let me get to some other calls, and thank you for that, man. The Mandela effect is in full effect. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sal. And he's absolutely right. What was going on back then in the world, you could go to a concert, you walked in and you smelled the weed, right? And it wasn't that green skunk weed of today. It was that old-fashioned Colombian smell of weed, and everybody be walking around, buy a joint for $1, buy a joint. You didn't even have to take weed to a concert because you knew that you could buy a couple of joints for $1 each, and your evening would be set. Not that I would know, I was just witness to those events. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Yeah. This is Bill. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Bill. Oh, my goodness. How are you, brother?
Well, I'm kind of like in the Midlands here, because I lost my father, and he was a very vehement. He loved your show. He's 87 years old. He passed away on the 19th of July. And he just loved listening to you.
Oh, man. Well, he's listening now, Bill. No doubt.
Yeah. I wanted to share that with you because I know, your show has no age limits up or down. So I wanted to let you know that he really loved listening to you. He got excited. It's Jimmy Church. Hey, get ready to come on. He loved you.
Oh, man. And I wanted to say really quick, I'm just going to say this now to everybody, that my grandmother Margaret passed away yesterday. And 93.
Sorry to hear.
No. Cool woman, 93 years old. Okay, 93.
Wow.
So there's nobody sad here. And my Aunt Barb called yesterday morning, and I said, and we knew, the last month it was heading in that direction, right? And so I said, Barb, how you doing? She goes, Jimmy, you know what? I loved her so much, but 93, man, how can anybody be sad, including her? And yeah. So was I bummed? I hate to lose anybody, but when you get to 93, it's like, holy crap. All right. And same thing with your dad, man. He made it to 80 bleeping 7 long enough to, listen to this show. Yeah. Good for him, man.
He passed on. He had lung cancer. He smoked a pipe all of his life. He smoked, I think he took more breaths from the pipe than he did fresh air. And he had that, and he died from a heart rhythm. That was what was on the death certificate. So, but he loved listening to you. It just that he got excited listening to you up until the last couple months. When he kind of started fading a little bit.
Right.
He loved listening to you guys, and I just wanted to share that with everybody and let you know that I still love listening to you too. I'm his firstborn, and I still love listening to you guys too.
Thank you so much, Bill. And like I said, he's listening right now, and he's feeling the love, man. And thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bill. Good to hear your voice.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bill Albright, everybody, the very best. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hey there, Jimmy.
Hey there.
This is DJ Ray Train.
How are you, DJ?
I'm all right. It's been a while since I called in.
Yeah, man. And is it all good in your world?
No, not exactly. There's a lot of dark things going on, strange stuff, related with the energies and whatnot. That reminds me, I kind of wanted to ask you, when was the last time you might have had, like, a real good astrologer on your show? Because this astrology stuff's really tripping me out at how forceful it is on everything that's going on.
Yeah, we know so many astrologers, and we do it all the time, as you know. And Rita is listening down the hall right now in her studio. So, Rita, we could do an astrologer next week. I don't know what's going on, but good point, DJ. But see, this is the thing. You are tuned in to the world. Okay, you know what's going on, and so when there are dark forces or any force, right? You can feel it. I mean, you're looking for it, and you know what's going on, man. Okay, your lights are on, so that's
definitely.
Yeah. That's
it's like it's always some kind of manipulation going on that I would catch on to, and right now, I guess instead of tweeting all the time, tweeting that stuff out, it'd be good to call in and, test the waves. Who do you think's listening?
Yeah, right. That's interesting. And you know what? With the rest of the calls tonight, I'll find out. And are you in Southern California?
Oh yeah, I've been over here for a while. Still around here, just I actually try to reach out to a couple people, trying to form some cooperation going on. So,
do you want to go to the Awareness Life Expo?
You know what? I was really thinking about that, and I was. It might even be possible that I could do that. I would.
Listen, can you
would enjoy that?
Can you make it up there? I'll give you free tickets right now.
Can I make it up there? Yeah, I could most likely make it up there.
Okay, so you're in next week. We'll see you in Sacramento. How's that?
Oh, that is unbelievable. That is mind-blowing. I was totally thinking about the lineup going on there, too.
Yeah, it's excellent. And a lot of enlightenment and consciousness combined with ufology. And we're going to broadcast live there from Friday night. And you went to one of our last events. And so why don't you come to this one, too?
Yeah, that sounds great. That is phenomenal. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that.
All right. You can pick your tickets up at the door.
Oh, okay. Sure thing. Should I, contact Rita or something? Or send you an email, maybe?
Yeah, contact Rita right now. We know who you are. I'm just saying you're in, okay? And we'll see you next week.
Okay. That sounds great, because there could be some waves that are going to, activate in the proximity.
That's what I'm talking about.
Great minds get together.
That's what I'm talking
about. I need more of that, on the regular, actually.
Thank you so much, DJ, and I'm excited to I'm excited to see you next week in Sacramento. Write Rita an email right now. You're in.
Okay, sure thing. Hey, it was great talking to you, Jimmy. Congratulations on the 500 episodes. That's great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DJ. And like I said, I just can't wait to see you next week. And we'll get those minds all focused together in one spot.
Oh, yeah. And everyone have a great night. All the FADERNIGHTs. Take it easy, Jimmy.
Thank you, DJ. DJs, he is going to the Awareness Life Expo next week. There you go. And I'll give away a couple of more passes right now. I'll go full-on gold passes, full weekend, mixer included. I'll throw it all in. Give me a call. If you can make it to Sacramento to the Crown Plaza Hotel next week, August 12th, 13th, and 14th. You want to go, give me a call, 323-825-5045. You know why? Because I can. That's why. And also, Rita just shot me a text. Man, give away some passes, will you? Okay, so there you go. 323-825-5045. And now, check this out. Listen to this. And I've been avoiding ISIS and reporting on ISIS like the plague right? Listen to this, especially after my rant opening up the show tonight. Listen to this. A U.S. Homeland Security report says that the Islamic State has been linked to about 100 plots against the West over the last 2 years. And the terrorist group is getting more effective, with 44% of the plots in 2016 successful. The data compiled in this report showed that 41 of the 100 or so plots masterminded by ISIS took place on U.S. soil. France was the only other country in double figures, with the terrorists undertaking 20 plots since 2014. Both the first and the 100th attack, 100 attacks, right? The first attack and the 100th attack targeted the same location, the resort city of Nice in the south of France. The first one failed, but the 100th, of course, was pulled off. Very interesting. Also, today, a Rio official in Brazil lost their keys. Are you listening to this? To the Olympic Stadium. Yes, the Olympic Stadium. And unable to locate their keys, workers had to use bolt cutters to gain access to the venue. Locksmiths, to me, must be in short supply in Rio for official. I mean, who needs a locksmith in Rio, right? There's plenty of criminals running around. But they couldn't get a locksmith to come in and open up the venue, the Olympic Stadium. Now, to me, losing keys is a bad feeling. I've done it. But to lose ones to the Olympic Stadium is pretty, you fill in the blank. You go ahead. The organizers of the Rio 2016 Olympic Games will give away 240,000 tickets to underprivileged children following low attendance at the opening football matches. At the 60,000-seat capacity Olympic Stadium that I just mentioned. However, an official attendance for the opening matches, it was 13,439, leaving the stadium looking pretty barren. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Jimmy?
Yes?
You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hi. This is Colleen, and I spoke to you when you had... Is Lori one of the co-sponsors of the thing this next weekend?
Yeah, Lori McDonald.
Yeah, I spoke to Lori. I called in to talk to her. I would love to have some free tickets. I live in Rockland, which is about, 10 miles away.
Okay, so you're in. Okay, so this.
Oh, thank you.
This is what you need to do. Just write Rita right now, Colleen. You have Rita's email, Rita@jimmychurchradio.com. Just write her right now. You can also go to go to the website, go to our contact page, write Rita. I've got your phone number right here. Put your phone number in the email, and you are hooked up. You're going.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
See, was that easy?
That was the easiest thing I've done all day.
You know what? Come to think of it, it was the easiest thing that I've done all day as well.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You're so generous. I really appreciate it.
And now, Colleen,
so much. And
be sure to come up and say hi to us, and can't wait to meet you.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. That's the whole reason for coming, is you and all your guests, your lovely wife.
Yep.
And... want Richard Dolan. He's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. What should I do? I should email Rita.
Yeah, just email Rita. Take care of it. I've got your phone number here. Your tickets will be at the door. All right?
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, you take care.
Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me... got it. All right. Man, I just love hosting this show. See, are you guys jealous? Are you guys jealous? Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. You're live right now on Fade to Black.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I can, but you've got some bad noise in the background.
Probably the AC. Is that better?
Yeah. There you go. Who's calling?
Okay. Yeah, well, I go by Archangel on Twitter, and I'm kind of tripped out, man, today, because I think I experienced the Mandela effect.
What happened?
And it has to do with, I was looking at some stuff on YouTube, just goofing off, and I ran across this video by esoteric detectives, and they were talking about the Mandela effect with the, what's it called? The JFK assassination.
Okay.
And they showed the film, and I was like, man, that's not how I remember the film. Not anywhere close.
What did you remember?
What I remember, do what now?
What did you remember?
I remember there only being 4 people in the car, and that's where they got the conspiracy theory about the driver turning around and shooting. But in the video, there was 6 people.
Wait, there was 6? No,
there
it
were
was
6.
No, the driver, what's his name? Connolly was in the front seat, and then Jackie O and JFK were in the back seat.
Yes, exactly. That's what I remember too, and I remember it being in black and white because
Well, no, I remember it being in color, but you're saying there were 6 people in the car.
Yes. There was supposedly, well, in the video, it was Conley, and I'm guessing it was his wife sitting in the middle.
Is that
and then
right?
You had a driver and another guy up front. Yes, if you go look, every single one that I looked at after I saw that is the same exact thing. There is 6 people.
Shut up. Okay, I'm going to look this up right now.
A minute. This is trippy.
Oh, man, hold on. JFK, Houston, or Dallas. Okay, all right, let's see here. Let's go to images. 2222. Oh, well, wait. Okay, let's go to this one here.
And I'm thinking I'm going nuts here that my memory is correct. It's incorrect, and it's just, what the? I was like, WTF?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
There was a middle seat in the car. Yeah, there was 6. No, I didn't remember this. I thought there was 4.
My memory recalls.
Well played. I always thought there was 4.
Exactly. Same here. And they also show, and the video footage is a little bit different. It's from a different angle. Because I remember they showed a part of the grassy knoll area, and they were kind of pointing out where you could kind of see an outline of a guy with a gun over by the fence. That's not in the video either.
Yeah, no, there's definitely 6. I'm looking right here. I did not know that, man. That's well played. Well played.
After the shot, Jackie O is putting something in her purse, and now they're suspecting Jackie O of actually shooting the president. That she had a gun.
Well, I'm not gonna go there, but it's. I'm
just bringing that up. That's trippy how it changed from the driver to his wife.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that there was 6 in the car, man. I'm looking at all of these photographs. Yeah, there certainly was. I always thought there was 4. Well, and in most of the photographs after the shots start, you can see everybody's ducking in the seat, but there's 3 rows of seat. Archangel.
Right.
Archangel, I got to thank you for the phone call. I got to go to commercial. But Mandela in full effect. Thank you for the phone call.
Definitely. That's some trippy stuff. Oh, man, our memories are not safe anymore.
No, they are not, my brother. It's one of the best phone calls I've had in a while.
Keep doing a good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, keep doing a good job, and congrats on your 50th. And thank you for what you do, and thank the staff as well. I appreciate all of it.
Thank you, Archangel. What a great phone call, huh? I did not know that. I right now, I'm speechless, and that was a great phone call. Thank you, Archangel. This is Fade to Black, 323-825-5045. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. I'll be right back.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out. That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-618-WAVE, 888-618-WAVE, or visit mydryhome.com, mydryhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
What's up, Fadernauts? Studio Dome loves Fade to Black and the F2B audience so much that they have put together the ultimate stereo Bluetooth system. They've done it just for you. Man, check this out. The Studio Dome SBB2 stereo system is here. It's featuring 2 Studio Boombox 2 SBB2 wireless Bluetooth speakers, packed in its own custom hardshell case. This Studio Dome system features the very latest in stereo Bluetooth technology. The 2 full-range boomboxes are in true wireless stereo. You've got to hear this. It's amazing. It's just $129, and use the promo code JCRTWS, and you'll also get free shipping. It's simple. Just go to JimmyChurchRadio.com, click on the Studio Dome banner. Go Beckley Teppy.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back to Fade to Black, Thursday night, Fader Night. Man, that was a good call, Archangel. 323-825-5045. I got to tell you, the Mandela effect, and what he just brought up about how many people were in the limousine, right, when the assassination happened, and I got to say, that would be like the ultimate trivia question. You know, how many people were in the car? Because all the times that I have watched the Zapruder film, it's got to be in the I certainly did it 1,000 times one weekend. Wow. And I don't know if this is the Mandela effect or what's going on here, but I could have sworn I could tell you exactly who was in the car. But no, it's indeed 6, man. I'm looking at hundreds and hundreds of pictures here, and my mind is blown. I did not know that. I really, honestly, I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused. I'm looking at one picture after another, and there was definitely 6. Wow. I don't know what to say. That's incredible. Incredible. The Mandela effect. 323-825-5045. Researchers at IBM have created artificial neurons that mimic the human brain in a way that they store and process data. Now, it allows them to learn unsupervised. The study, published yesterday in the journal Nature Nanotechnology, is a significant step toward forward in developing energy-efficient and ultra-dense hardware comparable to those seen in biology. You need to see a picture of this chip. Just go to our Facebook page, Jimmy Church Radio, and check it out. The artificial neurons were made using special materials called phase change materials, which form the basis of rewritable Blu-ray disc. However, the artificial neurons do not store digital information. They are analog, just like the synapses and neurons in our biological brain. And if that isn't the scariest piece of news that I have relayed to you on this show, I don't know what is. And you need to go and check it out. It is trippy. There you go. All right. Let's go to 404 first. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Hey, this is Gene, man. First-time caller from the East Coast, from Atlanta, Georgia. And, hey, congratulations on your 500 show. And I just turned 63 years old. And I want to get your take on something.
Sure.
Now, this is about the moon landing.
Okay.
Since they say they landed on the moon, my question is, with the technology that has happened between that time up until now, how come we have never been back there? You feel me?
Yep, I do. I ask myself that every single day.
Isn't that the strangest thing? I don't get it, man. It don't make any sense to me.
No, it does. It doesn't make any sense on a lot of different fronts. But let me ask you, Gene, what do you think is going on?
I don't think it happened, man. I really don't.
That's okay.
I'll tell you why, real quickly. I know you got other callers. But based on the technology, and I've been watching technology, I consider myself kind of on the down low technical geek, and I'm looking at all these things, man. It's like, we could have been back there several times if we ever wanted to. And not saying that we haven't been, because, like you just said earlier, NASA, kind of hides a lot of stuff and stuff that we don't even know about. And I just think if it's been done, it's been done without us knowing it. But at the same time, looking what technology is today, I can't see why we hadn't been able to go back there without anybody, and not keeping it from the public is what I'm trying to say. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
and
I have like 5 different ideas here, and none of them theories, I should say, and none of them really make any sense. Now, so we can go with the first one. That we did go to how about we do this? Let's say that we went to the moon and we were told not to come back. Okay? Right? Okay.
I've heard it several times, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then, but I have the problem with knowing about our technology today and what we had in the 60s and the fact that we made it there. Today, I just have issues with that. It doesn't make any sense. That's the second thing. The third point is the radiation, the suits, the protection of the temperatures, batteries, air conditioners hanging off these guys' backs. We can't even keep a cell phone charged today, right? So what kind of batteries were these guys carrying around? So there's that. Micrometeorites. I have been to the Smithsonian. I have looked at all of the capsules, Gemini, Mercury, and Apollo, and I've looked at those capsules, and they look like they're made out of tinfoil, and they look like the inside of a 1965 Volkswagen Beetle, right? That's what it looks like to me. I don't see the technology there to get to the moon, and I don't want to discount our intelligence and everything that we had back then and the people that were working on the program, but it just doesn't compute. And the fact that now today we haven't been back officially that we know of just says to me that there's something fishy going on, and I don't know. I have 5 different views of this, and I could keep that going too as well. So I just don't understand, and why we haven't gone past 200 miles, 300 miles, and we just stay parked out there, and we don't go past the radiation belts. And I always get
that's the other thing, man. That thing is like, according to what they're saying, is pretty heavy radiation. So how could they stand up to all that? You know what I mean?
Yep. And then I hear, I'll always get, after a phone call like this, right, Gene, I'll get the email. Hey, man, we would have blasted so fast through the radiation belt that it wouldn't have affected us. I'm not buying that, man. And what if there was some kind of and the solar radiation and the things that are flying around out there, and the heating and the cooling of the spacecraft and everything else that is involved, those guys should have died by the time they made it back to Earth. They should have looked they should have looked like some crazy meal that you would put in your microwave. So that's my opinion, Gene. Thank you for calling in. First time caller, absolutely the best. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jimmy. Take care, man.
Great phone call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Yeah, I've been trying to call in, so I don't know where you're at on the JFK assassination thing. There's videos on YouTube that shows there was 4 people in the car. Jackie and John are in the back. There's the driver, and then there's a security agent in the front.
There's a third row of seats. There was 6. I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking at the shooting. I'm looking at Jackie O crawling on the back trunk. I'm looking at some Secret Service guy coming towards Jackie, that famous scene. And if you look, there's a third row, there's a middle bench seat there, and you can see the 2 people crouched down, looking like they're avoiding the shots.
So why is Jackie trying to, like hell, get out of the car? There's the big thing that you got to look at. She's like trying to get out of the car, and they're trying to tell her to calm down. Now, like that's a big issue, I think. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at another picture from the other side of the street. You know, not from the JFK side, but from the Jackie O side. And and I'm looking at the grassy knoll, the whole thing, and it's all right here. There are 6 people in this car. And if you just go to JFK Dallas, man, and just Google it and hit images, you're going to look at what I'm looking at here.
I can't see it right. I'm on a phone right now outside, and I don't have all that tech in front of me, but I've seen several YouTube videos that don't show that. You know, they're reproductions of the event, and there was only John and Jackie in the back seat, and there's 2 guys in the front, and that's all that there was.
Yeah, I'm looking at a farther away shot. It looks like it's from the overpass from the driver's side of the car. Jackie's on the back trunk. The Secret Service guy is crawling up to Jackie. There's a lady sitting in front of Jackie. Her back is to the motorcycles. Then there's the driver. There's definitely 6 people in this car. I know it's weird, man. It's messing with my head right now, too. And the more that I look at this, it doesn't fit my memory. But
so this car, is that one of those, the old car that had like the doors that open, that, you know, the odd ways, you know, like the passenger in the back? I can't remember the name of the car, but anyway, the doors would open.
Yeah, Lincoln Continental with the suicide doors.
Yeah, and so they had an extra set of seats, but the video I've seen doesn't show the across seats from John and Jackie, and I'll bet this is what's new in this deal, isn't it?
Yeah, if you go now and you go to Twitter, you can see some of the pictures starting to flood through on Twitter of the car. But I know it's messing with you. It's messing with me too as well. Okay, I get it. I totally get it. I thought that there was 4, and I'm blown away by this. And there are people out there that are going to listen to this show later and listen to the replay and go, church.
How could this be put in there, you know, when it hasn't been, you know? How could this, and plus, how could it be showed the other way without showing that? But if you think about the angles, and then Jackie jumping out, trying to jump out of the car like she's trying to run away from somebody shooting at her, you know?
Yeah, it's trippy, man. I'm looking at this right now. And I guess, is that Johnson sitting in front of JFK and Johnson's wife? next to
I don't see the image because I'm outside. I'm just talking. All I've got is voice right now, and that's all I'm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm tripping out. And I'm not some history major, but I've seen that video so many times. I've seen the film so many times. I always thought there was 4 in the car. But there you go.
The history says Johnson was behind it, trying to eliminate JFK. So
yeah, I didn't know Johnson. I didn't know Johnson was in the car. And so how did this is messing with me? I always thought. Or no, is this Connolly in the front? I guess that's John Connolly. That's the only way he could have got shot. So I guess the guys in the two guys in the front seat are both Secret Service guys. I see what's going on. Okay, my memory said that Johnson was in the front seat, but Johnson was sitting in front of Kennedy. I mean, Connolly was sitting in front of Kennedy.
Just across. I mean, it was like a 6-passenger car for the passenger. No, it was like. The seat in the back.
Yeah.
It was like for 6 people, but there was 4 people back there. Then you had the 2 security agents in the front.
Yep. 3 rows of seats. It was definitely 3.
Wow.
And I didn't know that. Wow. Thank you for the phone call.
I didn't either because they've never showed that before, you know?
Yeah, exactly. What's your name?
This is Bill. Hey, Brian.
Oh, it's Bill. You called us back. All right, Bill. Thank you for the phone call.
No, it's just like, wow, listen to this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is a whole new perspective on the situation of that, you know?
Yep, and I think we're all going to be looking at this over the weekend. Thank you, Bill, and be safe out there.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Bill. I'm tripping out right now. It's funny how your memory works. I don't know why I didn't see this like this before. So I guess that was John Connolly and his wife sitting next to him, and they're sitting as a group of 4 in the back, and then there's the 2 Secret Service agents in the front of the car. But wow, I don't know why I'm so blown away right now. I should have known this, but I didn't. So there you go. All right, where am I? We're at the end of the show. 323-825-5045. I might have time for one more phone call. North Korean space officials are hard at work on a 5-year plan to put more advanced satellites into orbit by 2020. And they don't intend to stop there, by the way. They're aiming for the moon. In an interview, a senior official at the North's version of NASA said that international sanctions won't stop Pyongyang from launching more satellites by 2020, and that he hopes to see the North Korean flag on the moon. And his name is Hyeon Hwang-il, director of the Scientific Research Department of the North Korea's National Aerospace Development Administration. And he says, and I'm quoting here, even though the U.S. and its allies try to block our space development, our aerospace scientists will conquer space and definitely plant a flag of the DPRK on the moon. And I'll just say this right now. At the rate that we have slowed them down, they should be able to do this by next week. U.S. authorities arrested dozens of check this out, by the way. When I had read this earlier today, I had no idea this was still going on, especially since we just got back from New York. But they arrested dozens of suspected mafia members today, charging them with extortion, loan sharking, smuggling, arson, gun trafficking, and a host of other crimes. A federal indictment unsealed in New York today tied 46 suspects to 4 of the city's 5 major mafia outlets. And that includes the Genovese, the Gambinos, the Lucchese's, and the Bonanno crime families. The other suspects, the leftovers, were part of the main Philadelphia family. Most of the suspects were arrested in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Florida earlier today. 3 remained at large. And this is all according to the U.S. prosecutors in Manhattan. The multi-year investigation included a mobster-turned-witness who wore a recording device and a federal agent who posed as a member of the conspiracy. Unbelievable. We were there, man, and we were talking. We went to Little Italy, and we were just kind of keeping our eyes peeled to see if we can see any Tony Soprano lookalikes running around. And I got to say, didn't happen. And then this happened today, and we were just talking about it. Now, check this out. Everybody is talking about the Rio Olympics, right? The Olympic Village, the apartments that the athletes are complaining about. We have the Zika virus. We have crappy water. We have all kinds of things going on, as well as the crime in the streets and the beaches and so forth, and what the attendance is going to be like down there for the ceremonies. But check this out. Even cooler. The International Army Games 2016 are going down right now in Russia and Kazakhstan. They are hosting the Olympic-style military competition with over 3,000 troops from 20 countries. The annual event kicked off this past week with the Tank Biathlon and will continue through August 13th next week. Now, the events that are going on at the military Olympics, check this out. You have the Tank Biathlon. You have the Field Kitchen competition. You have the Maintenance Battalion competition. You have the Suvorov attack. You have the Avia darts. I'm not making any of this up. You have the Gunsmith Master. You have the True Friend competition. You have the Clear Sky event. You have the Keys to the Sky event. You have Safe Route. You have the Army Scoutmasters. You have the Seaborne Assault. You have the Safe Environment. You have the Military Medical Relay Race. You have the Masters of Artillery Fire. You have the Sniper Frontier. You have the Airborne Platoon competition. You have the uber famous Elbrus Ring, which is the cliff wall and mountain climbing competition. You have the Masters of Armored Vehicles event. You have the engineering formula. You have open water, sea cup, and depth competitions. Now, I watched a ton of these videos of what is going on, and I got to tell you, man, the Tank Biathlon was insane. It's a straight out biathlon. You have a course, you have the markers, and these dudes are going head to head racing tanks, man. It is the craziest thing like in ever. And it's going on right now in Kazakhstan. And if you really want to see something cool, just look it up. The International Army Games 2016. Tons of video out there. Got to welcome the closer, Les. LJ3, what's up, brother?
I am really good tonight. How are you?
Well, what do you think, Les?
I think you're having a ball is what I think.
I'm a little burnt. But, yeah, man, you know, it's been a great week, and the knowledge that Rita and I have acquired over the last month on that we have dived into with Anonymous and hacking and the subculture and meeting everybody, you know, face to face and hanging out. The knowledge that we have acquired has really been an eye opener, because I've always been into it. I've always studied it. I've always reported on it. But we went really hardcore over the last, 30, 45 days into this. And it culminated with Gabriella Coleman and Greg Hausch this week on the show. But it's been pretty crazy out there.
Yeah, having Greg on Coast and then having him on Fade to Black. I mean, we were able to absorb so much more from him that way. He was great both nights, and he did a great job on Coast with him as well.
Well, with Coast, the first 2 hours, which was great, but being able to listen to Greg just field phone calls like that back to back for 2 hours was really cool for me, because the audience, take over the show, which is what Coast is about. And having that happen and listening to Greg's answers were pretty incredible for me.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question. We already know now what your favorite episode was.
Uh-huh.
What was your favorite Fader Night? And I think I know this because it's my favorite Fader Night too. But I'd like to know what yours is.
My favorite Fader Night? Ooh, man. I can tell you what I would have to think about that a little bit. But going back, some of the early game show nights that we had done, the Stump the Panel shows.
Oh, those were great.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun, man, and they were cool. But as far as Fader nights go, I'm going to have to go. It's probably a toss-up. It's either the Saturday morning cartoons night or the favorite breakfast cereals, which were two different nights. So
no, they were the same night, my brother.
That was the same night?
And that's my absolute favorite Fader night of all time. We had so much fun that night.
I think that's Mandela effect taking over your brain. I think that was 2 nights.
I don't think so, but hey, you could be right. I could be wrong. It could be Mandela. You never know.
I don't know. Was that all one night? I thought for sure we did a full blast night of cartoons only. But nonetheless, I'm glad we're on the same page there. And what was the eye-opener for me on that was, I don't know how we got started that night. I don't know. But to have the audience fully engaged on breakfast cereals and cartoons was pretty bleeping incredible, man.
Oh, it was fabulous, man. It was so much fun because everybody was on the same page. Everybody remembers that when they were a kid.
Yeah. And not only that, but I felt like I was sounding not so intelligent, which I'm not afraid of doing because I do that every single night. But I'm saying that I didn't know if we were going into a zone that it was going to be a lonely evening, and the phones just lit up and did not stop, and everybody was with us, and that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was. I felt
like what we could have done from that point forward. Every Fader night, I could have picked a cartoon and a breakfast cereal. It could have been, Wacky Races and Quisp and Quake, right? And we could do a whole show just on that. And then the next week, pick something else out, and
Product 19.
Yeah, totally, man. Speed Racer is easy, but we could have done a whole show on Speed Racer and, pick something.
Crunch Berries.
Sugar Smacks. Not Corn Puffs or whatever they call them today. Back then, they were called Sugar Smacks.
They're Honey Smacks because they can't say sugar anymore.
Hey, man, Les, thank you for the trip down memory lane, man, and get us out of here, brother.
All right, my brother. Special thanks to Jon Rappoport and all the first-time callers and Fader nuts who phoned home tonight. Fade to Black executive producer is Rita Kamarian. Special thanks to LJ3, that's me, Renee, Jonas, Mark. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Brother Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Faded by Dale. Webmaster is Drew, the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. Syndication is KGRA The Planet. And with that, for the week, Jimmy and I are out of here.
Thank you so much, Les, and thank you for everything over the years, man. You are the best.
I love you, brother. Good night.
Love you right back. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2016 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Everybody be safe. Go Beckley Teppy.